G'day traders, welcome to wrap up of Friday the 13th of April. So just got the daily chart up here. So this red candle here was Friday, and this type of day, as we approach the open of the market, basically taking a step forward, we've been pushing down, we broke through these levels we keep talking about, then the market had a bit of a pullback, and then we basically came in line with this previous support, which is now acting as a resistance. And then we opened this particular day, this Friday, we had a red candle forming already. The pre-market was starting to head down. So this particular day I thought I had a really good chance of heading down as I start each day. I like to give it a bit of a percentage rating. If I'm a bit unsure, it'll be 50-50. Some days it might be 60-40. Whereas this particular one, it was quite strong, and I gave it a 75% to the sellers and 25% buyers. And the reason that being is, when you look back over the market, any areas where the market has pulled back or retraced, as soon as you get a continuation of the trend, normally that day likes to really continue with the trend. If you look back here, any of these pullbacks, as soon as we got a green candle, this is obviously a buyer's market, away they went, and they pushed significantly high and got back towards the previous high or previous low quite easily. Okay, so this particular day we had a pullback, then looked at this, saw this red candle coming and thought, okay, this bit of a retracement here looks like it's over, and we're heading back towards these swing lows again, which is this area here. So with that in mind, we start off Friday. We sold, and sold off quite significantly hard actually. The market pushed down and didn't really give much of an opportunity to get straight on this sell trend, as it gave way 80 down to 68, so pushed down nearly 12 points without any sign of sort of real significant pullback. When we did start to get the market retracing as it did here, you can see it happened with quite shallow. It was quite shallow when it did happen, and then also the 5-minute sell came right here, and it happened down very low. Kind of hard to take advantage of that situation, because likely the market can just pop up again before heading back down, and that's sort of what it just did there. Then we started to retrace again, and I thought this is pretty much more the decent. This is kind of a bit of a hiccup in the market. Then we had a decent retracement here, and this is more like I thought happened. It held at quite a significant resistance area here, and then started to push down. So this sell here, even though you can see it hasn't worked and failed quite miserably, I thought this area here had a lot of potential. The sellers going in its favour, the other markets were pushing down as well. All the other markets had that real seller's look about it, but in the end it's failed, and it's ended up pushing a bit higher. It's an interesting area. Normally when you see areas like this fail, the market will go on and kind of break up higher and just completely start a new direction. It didn't really. It kind of formed this bit of a sideways movement before we actually started pushing down. So I guess overall the area, they were still wanting to sell. There wasn't a time of the day where the buyers were in control at all. It just so happened that the particular area where the 5-minute sell came up, the market just decided to have a bit of a push up but before heading down again. But still a good area. From there we pushed it up a little bit, but you can see at no stage until here, we broke one tick above this resistance area here. But if you look at this particular area here, you'll notice the Russell wasn't at all keen on the upside, and Russell is one of the other markets that I really like to keep an eye on. But if you watch it up to this area here, it was really had a downward formation. It was holding all of its resistance areas and breaking down through support areas. So it really looked like it wanted to sell, and then eventually we came up to this bit of a signal here, where I thought even by this time here I wasn't seeing the market live. I had finished up, but going back over it, I had a look at Russell, and everything indicated like there really was a sell-off coming. It was late towards day, but definitely an area that potentially the market would head down as opposed to up from. So just to show you on the 1-minute chart, so here we go. Here's this significant downtrend we had. So you can see a couple of times the market retraced but never got back towards a power point. It was this area here that we first started looking at. This lined up, this kind of pullback that we're having here I was looking for it to retrace a little bit more and get up to around the 77 area, or maybe a bit higher, and that would have lined up with a power point then, and you can see it's lining up with this previous support area over here, and that would have been a great area to sell from. So that was potentially the sell area, one of the better sell areas of the day that we're looking for. Just didn't retrace quite enough. From there it pushed down lower. Eventually we got down to this yellow power point, and the yellow power point's held. And you can see the purples work. So this is an interesting purple. This purple when you look at the statistics. Okay, so we have got a seller's market at the moment, so you want to go with the daily trend, and after a 10-point trend, so in this case we've got a 10-point downtrend, normally taking that first pullback power point, as long as it's with the daily market, it has a high likely chance of working. It's working a bit better than 7 times out of 10. In this particular case it was purple, and most times it is a purple. And you can see this one has, you would have got, there's a good 10, 11 ticks there. So that one there, keep an eye on it, 10-point move and then a pullback, and as long as it's with the dailies, they're working quite well. From there we push down a little bit, then pull back higher again. This grey is one that normally works as well. And this particular one, there's no discrepancy between whether we're in a trend, a daily trend of up or down. Normally, once you get a grey come after a yellow, whether we're in a buyer's market or a seller's market, these ones again are working about 70% of the time. Okay, so but even though this one particular one failed, the one thing that didn't really work for it is it tried to push lower and then it came back up again. So you can see it just about lines up with the purple. So if you could apply one rule to these areas, you'd probably want it to sit at least a couple of points above the previous power point. That means you haven't had too much downward pressure before coming here. So and chances are it was just going to pull up a bit and maybe not so much. It just wasn't the best area, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. But overall, if you didn't place any discrepancies on it, this type of grey power point, keep an eye of it again, grey power point coming after a yellow, it doesn't matter whether we're in a buyer's or seller's market, it's working again 7 out of 10 times. Okay. But once you start applying a few rules to it, you could start to even get a few better percentages there. From there you can see we've had this bit of a sideways range. So this is this area where we looked for the sell. This is that 5-minute sell, came up this area here. It failed to work, but you can see it basically just pushed sideways before eventually getting this downward trend at the end of the day. And just before this power fade here is where we've got that 5-minute sell that I showed you from the 5-minute chart, where the market's pushed down significantly. So here we are, cash market. So we've pushed down, we're holding this downward movement at the moment. So coming into tonight's markets, we'll have a look and see what's happened just before we open the live market. But the sellers are looking like they're having a bit of a go again, really gaining back control. So yeah, we'll have a look then. All right, that's a wrap up Friday.